What's up, guys? So on today's video, we'll be discussing about Manali in February 2026, what you should be expecting in terms of the weather, the snowfall, the things that you should be doing, the places that you should be visiting, and overall the budget that you need for your trip to Manali in February 2026. So, starting off, remember that February is a winter month in Manali and winter has already arrived. It started snowing very heavily in the end of Jan, so much of snow that the roads have got blocked. Cars are sliding all over, and it's been chaos in terms of snow. For people who like snow, it's a good time to be visiting. But at the same time, be assured that it's going to be snowing so heavily that you will definitely need a few days extra, because if the roads end up getting blocked, your vehicle or your bus will not be able to ply on these roads because of heavy snowfall. So plan accordingly so that you do not end up getting stranded and miss your return flight or train based on the number of days that you have planned your trip for. Now, starting with the weather, remember the temperature in the daytime will range anywhere between 2 degrees to 8 degrees, while the temperature in the night will range from anywhere between 0 to minus 10. Now, this temperature fluctuation depends entirely on where you are. If you're in places like Sisu, not Sisu, sorry, if you're in places like Simsa or in New Manali, it's going to be much warmer. But in places like Old Manali or at Banu Bridge, which is close to a riverside camping, is going to be far more colder than what you would expect it to be in other parts. Come prepared with all your winter wear. Come prepared with a wind cheater and umbrella, because when it's snowing, it can even rain in Manali, and this cold rain can usually make you fall sick. When you're looking to book an accommodation in Manali in February, make sure that your accommodation has a heater and the costing is included in that, because most places, what do they do is they'll give you a room and then they'll tell you additionally for a heater, which will cost you roughly half the cost of the room, because room heaters are really expensive because of the electric consumptions. But it's impossible for you to manage in the month of February without a heater in your room. Also, when it comes to the weather, remember that the days are cold, the nights are cold, the whole evening is going to be cold. So by default, come prepared with plenty of woolen wear. Come with your jackets. Come with shoes, because snow is going to be all over. And if your shoes do not have good grip, you will slide and slip and fall anywhere, and that's going to be really, really risky. You do not want to risk falling on snow, because that could lead to real severe injuries in the form of broken bones and a head concussion, which you do not want. Now, snowfall in Manali in February usually occurs in places anywhere in Manali. You can expect it close to Rohtang. You can expect it near Atal Tunnel. You can even expect it beyond Atal Tunnel in Lahore Valley. The best place for you to find snow is in Manali itself, and that could be anytime in the evenings or in the early mornings when it can snow. You can check the weather prediction; it's mostly accurate. The best places to find snow is Solang Valley, Old Manali. I would say even go on the road to Rohtang, even though Rohtang is shut, and in Lahore Valley via Atal Tunnel. Just make sure that you get there early so that you're not stranded. And if you're someone who's planning on self driving to Manali in the winter months, remember that black ice is real. So by default, you will need your snow chains. Without snow chains, it gets impossible for you to drive. And carry snow chains for all four tires, because without having snow chains for the four tires, your car will be sliding and slipping all over, and it's going to be really, really treacherous. Now, when it comes to the places that you should be visiting, you should definitely visit Old Manali. You should visit Harim Temple. You should visit Vashist Hot Water Springs. Mall Road by default is a very good place to visit. Solang Valley is mandatory, and if you can, go all the way to Lahore, because the journey and the snow-covered mountains make the entire experience in winter epic. Now, when it comes to the budget that you need to have, remember Manali in I would say February is really affordable in terms of accommodation. Accommodation is you'll get a room anywhere between, I would say, 800 to 2,000. Now, this room depends entirely on the kind of deal you're getting online or offline, and whether the number of days you're staying. The longer you stay, the more affordable your accommodation would be. Now, the best thing about traveling to Manali in the month of February is the fact that along with snow, you're not going to get a lot of tourists. So the tourist season is down, and at the same time, the place is not overcrowded. Even if it does start to snow, you'll find a lot of tourists come from Punjab and northern parts coming there, but it's not going to be as crowded as what you would expect it in the December month. Now, coming back to Now, coming back to the fact that Manali in February is an off season, so I would say when you're looking at things like your food, your cafes, and everything, most of the cafes in Old Manali will not be open, but whichever are open will serve you really, really good food. So you do not need to worry about that. New Manali are on Mall Road, most of the and the dhabas will be open. Try booking a place in Manali which will provide you with food, because going to a place without food will really leave you stranded. The reason being, after sunset it gets really cold, and in the mornings it is really difficult to get food or to go out and have food, because I honestly tell you that even if you wake up in the morning at 10:30, it's going to be really, really difficult. It's that cold and that difficult to travel around in Manali uh, in the month of February. Now, when it comes to the kind of budget that you need, if you're planning a 5 day or 6 day trip to Manali, I would say a budget of minimum anywhere between 12 to 15,000 is ideal. The reason I'm saying carry more money is because by default you'll want to go shopping, and Manali has plenty of shopping options. So the more you shop, the more it'll cost you. You can rely on UPI payments, but it's always better to carry your cash with you, because it's not assured that you might get to Manali and your UPI will work. There are times when there is a network outage. The network outage in Manali can last for a day or two, and that's going to be a real problem. So carry cash, at least I would say, of anywhere between 3 to 5,000 rupees with you. So this will come handy, and at the same time, it will be advisable. So, what is the gear that you need for your trip to Manali? Make sure that you have a good woolen jacket, you have your thermal innerwear. If you can, carry a sleeping bag. Waterproof boots are mandatory. You need gloves and you need a cap, you need a lip balm, and you definitely need your sunglasses. The best way to get there is by taking a Volvo bus. I would say the Volvo bus is the most reliable way to get in and out of Manali in the month of February, because by default these buses have a higher ground clearance and they can easily make it through in and out. The closest airport is Chandigarh. You do not want to fly to Buntar because the flights get cancelled very often. And I would say that the nearest railway station is again Chandigarh. It's ideal to get in and out from Delhi because that's the most convenient way. But the best place to stay is close to Mall Road in New Manali, because that's where you'll get plenty of transportation, plenty of eating options, and plenty of good budget hotels to stay in and out. The pros of visiting Manali in February is beautiful. You'll get definitely a beautiful view of the mountains and snowfall, less crowd. It's ideal for those who want to have fun with winter sports like skiing. And again, if you're on a budget, it's the best time to be going to Manali. The cons are it's extremely, extremely cold. You do not know what cold is till you get there. The possibility of a roadblock because of the heavy snowfall, and Bhutan Pass is usually closed in February. So now the final point would be: should you be going there for those who really want to experience snow and have seen the summer in the monsoon in Manali and want to see a winter frozen cold Manali which is covered in white? Then the month of February is the perfect time to be going there this year. Avoid staying in camps, avoid staying close to the river, because that's where it gets really, really cold. Stay in a place close to a mall road, because that's where everything is easily accessible. If you're looking for trips to Manali in the month of February, we do have plenty of options. Click on the link in the description and you'll find all the details related to our trips. You can directly book or get in touch with our sales team and they will guide you through the process. If you have any queries related to your own personal trip to Manali, please do not bother us. You can directly leave a comment in the comment section or book a consultation, which is a paid service. Remember that Manali in February is a completely different experience, but at the same time, Sisu is completely closed till the end of February. So if you're planning on going to Manali and clubbing in Sisu with it, it's not going to be possible, because Sisu will only open from the 1st of March, because that's what the village authorities decide every year. It closes from mid January till the end of February. Until our next video for Manali, stay safe, stay happy, and stay blessed.